first of all, huge congratulations to the team. I'm honored here from Film Me Show Me. My question is actually for Regina and for Idris. One thing that I've realized about the films and the characters that you've played, that even though they have a rough exterior, even though they might be very, very merciless, especially in this film in particular, there's also that strand of compassion and redemption within them. So where do you sort of get inspiration from in terms of bringing such characters to life on screen? And is that something which you personally faced within your lives as well, where there's been a time where you've been faced with rough circumstances, but there's also been that time of redemption and empathy too?
Yes. I think for me and Idris and I, we tend to, mirror the same sentiment a lot of times, but I kind of think that as far as a character is concerned, if it's not rooted in heart, then I'm not interested as an audience member, and I'm reading something as an audience member first. Whether it's a comedy, a drama, whatever, if there's not heart to it, that's what keeps you there. And then as far as real people, we are all of us in this moment are the result of the circumstances that have happened in our lives. And because of that, we are all very complex. We're not black or white, we're a spectrum. And it's important to make sure that exists in the character that I'm playing, because they are real. That's really the point of storytelling, so that people can become a part of the story. Maybe they're leaving like, wow, I never saw something from that perspective. There's no way for Rufus and Trudy to just be, ruthless. There's no way for them to, for us to meet them when we do, if that's all their life was. So there's a love story there. There's the love story that Trudy shares with Stagecoach. All of it comes from the heart.
One of the hardest things about doing a Western is not doing Western acting. It's, I think there's only one moment where I really do some Western acting. It was when I'm riding on the horse. I had to do the eye squint. I just had to. I had to, right? But other than that, James, we encouraged each other to get deeper under the skin with these characters, I would be bold to say that I think that my performance would be different had we not gone through the pandemic. Okay. There's something I know that changed within us and matured within me as an artist that informed Rufus Buck, and especially in terms of the compassion and in terms of the ruthlessness and what that looks like on camera. On page, he's like scary, you know what I'm saying? But we wanted to dig deeper than that and figure out who's underneath that. And I really do think that, considering what happened to us in the pandemic, and yes, I am the reason that the film, well, I'm not the reason, I was the first to say, hey guys, I got COVID, and everyone was like, stay over there. In fact, don't come out of your house for 3 months. It gave us an opportunity to really think about what we're doing here, the harder they fall, we were told right there that this movie is gonna stop right here. We were thinking that the world was gonna die, this was a virus that was gonna kill us all. But we stood back up. I was thankful, healthy and well, and it really gave me a life-changing perspective. Sure. So I think I ended up injecting some of that maturity, at least, into that character. I hope so, anyway.
You definitely did. Thank you.
I think that's progress, that we can all be one, right? That the pandemic puts us all as a human species in the same bucket. But when peace comes, when there's no enemy, unfortunately I'll speak from my experience, from my way of growing up, we do have a way of grew up Methodist. They're Baptists down the street. That we've labeled ourselves. I'm African American. You're light skinned. I'm dark skinned. I'm medium complexion. We do that. That's Rufus Buck's game. This is Nat Love's game. We do separate ourselves. And I think it's through storytelling, through the progress of really looking at, seeing the separation and trying to figure out what brings us together. And in most cases, it's a very spiritual conflict. We realize at the end, everyone's seen the movie. We know we realize at the end, right? Right? That to me is progress, you know, and I do think that it is a malfunction of human beings that we do separate ourselves. However, it is something that we do. And what makes you more human, what allows us to move forward, is the telling of these stories. But we do have these separations, and because of this tribalism, because of this inherent separation that we do, we overcome it in the film. We overcome it through storytelling. And that's all I'll say.
Woo! Admit it. I'm liking it with the blam blams. Woo!